So now also moving on to my next question. So, back in the day, our mothers and grandmothers used to recommend us to not eat pickle, curd, rice during these days. So as a doctor, I would like to know your perspective on this particular topic. So is there any science behind, these kind of things? I mean, to not consume pickle or rice or curd during these days? Or it's like, it's like a myth that is going on. It's like an old tradition that is going on from our grandmother's time.
Actually speaking, few age-old things are, I don't know how they got it, but they are true. It's not like they're not true. So sometimes our whatever elders say, we can't just look over it. We are supposed to look into it and then know why it is. So 100% no pickles, because they are rich in salt and salt and sodium, so which causes water retention in our body, and already we are having bloating feeling because of the progesterone which is there in the body. So 100% no pickle is a good idea in the second half of the cycle. And some girls feel better by quitting dairy products. So I think that curd part comes in the dairy products. Like some girls, if they are having menstrual cramps, after giving a trial of quitting dairy products, some girls feel better.
Okay.
So again, that's a personal point of view. Like I don't have it, so because I like curd and I have curd and I don't have that issue. But some people have that beneficiary thing by quitting dairy. It's their body type.
Okay.
So like that we can quit curd, but freshly set curd is good. It's rich in probiotic. Freshly set curd. It's like old curd is not so great. So you can quit it. Coming to rice part, rice is just carbohydrate, so that is fine, but I don't think we need to avoid rice during menstruation. High protein diet is good, but carbs are also important for our body. So maybe limited carbs, limited rice is good, not like too much of it. Yeah, limited rice, but more of vegetables is always good to have. So pickles are no. Anything with like no too much of salt. So I think always we need to listen to our grandparents also, not like just overlook.
Yeah, definitely, because they are also coming from. They might be old and they might have that old thoughts, but they also have science related to it. Yeah, and also experience. Yes, definitely. Well, I mean, you already have explained it, but but I again would like to ask you that why do women go through those mood swings during that time? I mean, you already have told because of the hormonal thing and PMS that happens. So, but also, and how can one avoid it? Can women avoid the mood swings during these days?
They can actually. So these mood swings are because like in a menstrual cycle, it is like a 28 days menstrual cycle, which is divided into 14 days and 14 days. First 14 days estrogen hormone is more, second 14 days progesterone hormone is more, and at the end of the menstrual cycle both hormones dip, and then we get periods, then again start of the cycle. It happens in this rhythm, and at the end of because of this dip, there is a lot of serotonin release, a hormone in the brain which causes mood swings. So there actually magnesium rich food, it also decreases these serotonin levels. So magnesium, having these dietary food which is rich in magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and also these chamomile tea, ginger tea, all these herbal teas, they soothe the mind. And also doing regular exercise also, what it helps is, because we are already having mood swings, when we exercise we get that feel good hormone endorphin release, so that will help. Proper rest will help. And people who are already having mood swings, they should keep a note of their mood swings also. It's like a mood swing diary. In that diary, they are supposed to know when they are getting it, and they should be more aware about it. Once you are aware about it, we can fight. We can know what it is. And there are some supplements which we give also, like same omega-3 fatty acid supplements we give, evening primrose oil supplements what we give. It will help them fight their mood swings better. But coming to, I mean, if I have to just take one line, then taking care with proper nutrition, drinking good amount of water, following a regular exercise, and also rest. Sleep is also important. So having a proper good night's sleep, if we make our lifestyle in a better fashion, then if we have some issues also, we can deal with them much better. And if the diet and all is good, half the things will be just gone. Only if there is some other disease, we will have extra, something like endometriosis. Only that we can deal little bit with diet, but maximum it needs some other help, medical help. But maximum these routine symptoms, which they just go they just go with the proper nutrition. If it is of premenstrual syndrome, like what I told, PMDD, in that only, if they have previous existing little mental disorders, they might face extreme mood swings.
Okay.
They need medical help.